Good afternoon, you guys, and welcome to another episode of Swipe Left. I am your host. I am James Colwell. Listen, I just want to take a moment out to tell you guys, I really appreciate you guys stopping in every week when I pop in here about 1 p.m. on a Wednesday. That's Eastern time. I know it's a lot of you guys, it's lunchtime. I know there's things that you could definitely be doing other than watching me. So please don't take it for granted, because I don't. I see you and I appreciate you being here and watching me and supporting my channel. So I just wanted to say that because I hadn't said it to you for a while. Now that we're finished with that, I want to say thank you to Grady Baby 71 ATL. Grady Baby did a super chat during Ask James last week, and I thank you. I thank you so much. You didn't have to do it, and you did, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I will definitely put it to good use. Let's get on to this, because I know some of you are online. This is our first letter for Ask James. Oh, what is today? July 10th, 2019. All right, you guys. The name of this letter is Fallout with Friends. Let's see. Hey there, James. A friend and I got into a nasty altercation recently. She started hanging out with my ex after a year of 3X, and I'm not talking but becoming friends again. Wait a minute. She started hanging out with my ex after a I'm not following. She started hanging out with my ex after a year of 3X, and I'm not talking but becoming friends again. We had a messy breakup, Now, listen. This is what we're going to do. We're going to proofread this stuff before we send it to me. Because, see, I can read, and you got me looking crazy. I can read, I had hooked on phonics and all of that. But you got me looking totally crazy. And it's only because I think you just and typed this and sent it. Now, we're going to try this one more time. And I'm going to try to pull what you're talking about out of this, but it's not me. But I'm sitting there looking real crazy. Hey there, James. A friend and I got into a nasty altercation recently. She started hanging out with my ex after a year of 3X, and I'm not talking but becoming friends again. We had messy breakup, but decided to try to be friends without benefits. Now, this is a lesson to all of you all who send me letters. That's what I'm looking at. I ain't trying to color it up or nothing. I just read it how it's written. That's how it looks. Now, I appreciate y'all and I love y'all to death. But just remember, I don't proofread letters. I just get on and I just start reading. And I just make sure that I don't blurt out names. If there happens to be a name through there, that's what I'm looking for, is to make sure that there's not a name and I'm actually trying to comprehend what you're saying all at the same time. But if you type it like this, come on, seriously? I love you to death, but y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better. So I'm going to take it that, I hope y'all agree, I'm going to take it that whoever this friend is, start hanging out with her ex. Maybe it's after 1 year they've been broke up, and maybe they were together for 3 years. Whatever. We're going to just go with that your friend is hanging out with your ex. Boom. We're going to go with that. Okay, let's go. Recently, my ex and I had a falling out. Pretty much to sum it up, it was a personal beef between us. He was mad at me because I didn't want to deal with some of the emotions, blackmail shit. So I decided to ignore him for a few weeks. I found out by our mutual friends about the conversations my ex has had about me. He was going around to my friend group trying to expose me, telling personal issues, and even introduced his new boyfriend, which I've never heard of, to my friend that I fell out with and our mutual friends. Maybe that's why this letter's like this. So he got a boyfriend now as opposed to you. Wait a minute. Oh no, okay, you're a boy. Okay, come on. All right, cool, come on. Okay, so the friend is a girl, you're a boy. Okay, I got you. All right. I'm just trying to think why you're so distraught with this letter, but okay. Well, some of this, I see some of this in here. Let's see. I was upset about him not telling me, but I didn't put up much of a fuss due to the fact it's not my business, nor do I care what he does. I dismissed him quick. I'm too young to be dealing with those types of stresses. My issue with my friend is she completely took a narrative that my ex is spinning about me and spreaded it to our mutual friend group, which I'm very close to. The big head motherfucker, oh Lord, oh okay, even came to me talking about I'm worried about you. I asked her why. She said because of my partying. FYI, I've always partied the same way with her too. I'm young, I live in New York City, and I work 2 jobs. Went through a lot. She helped me through some personal issues, but I cussed her out and called her all kind of butchers and hoes, mostly because I felt betrayed. Most friends keep eye contact. Okay, I'm thinking most friends I keep eye contact. Okay, I'm an open book, never had anything from nobody. Shit, I'll put the powder on the table and snort it right in front of you. Yes, well, all right. Okay, like I have before. Snark remarks were made about me behind my back, and she also never called me to show genuine concern. Not that it's needed, but if you feel some type of way about your friend, you should always reach out. After cussing her out, she wrote I was being immature and failed to get the points I made. She decided to not continue the friendship. I told her to go fuck herself, and my number is always the same if she wanted to apologize. I was lightly irritated that she's hanging out with my ex, but pissed that she's allowing him to spread rumors and try to expose me. I'm literally living in a new state by myself, getting back on my feet after pausing my life and helping my family. Am I wrong, James? I say, fuck this, how but, am I wrong or right? I mean, I don't judge her about being a hoe. Why does she want to judge me? I take people for who they are, flaws and all, to love them and not to judge them. The old funky nut, fake ass, gutter snipe, trifling bitch. Okay, all right. So, all right. Oh, my love. Okay. Come with me, my love. Listen, okay. The only thing that you're really wrong about is this letter. Because you gave it to me with this letter. You done took me and you did me with the letter. How you should have did her in life. Okay? But it's okay. I'm going to give you a pass. So basically, what I got is that your good Judy is now hanging out with your ex. and she is basically trashing your name around the city with your ex. I'm going to stretch out and say neither one of them ain't nothing much, the ex or her. Because if either one of them actually really cared for you, they wouldn't be trashing your name. If there were issues, like I'm saying, it sounds like there's things about you that they didn't care for, and now he's not with you anymore. They can discuss them, and they're discussing them freely with everybody else. I wouldn't even worry about it too much. You'd have moved, and you'd have moved on. Just don't even worry about it, but don't continue with either one of them. I would never talk with either one of them again. Just scratch them. Just scratch them. It's too much energy. Even this is too much energy given to them. I just wouldn't be bothered with them anymore. I would do them a favor. I think it would probably, because from what they sound like, how they sound, I think quiet would actually bother them more than anything else, because you seem like you're this person, you're up here. And they expect you to cuss them out. They expect you to go off. They expect you to be in the street dragging them. Baby, give them the exact opposite. Trust me, it works. Most people who are shady when it comes to a friendship, you've had a friendship with a person and then they shade you. They're waiting. They're literally sitting around waiting for you to drag them, for you to expose them. Baby, most people like that are petty and they can't stand to be ignored. Shut it down. Do the total opposite. You want to win? Be quiet. Ask me how I know. I deal with people a lot. I've been through a lot of so-called friendships in my time on the planet. People are a mess. But with this, and especially when you are a person that is known for yelling and screaming and cussing folks out and smacking them in their mouth and all, they be waiting. They be waiting. They're waiting on the fallout. And the people around them who they're doing that talking to are sitting like, child, he's going to tear your ass up, honey, and I don't know why you're doing. I wouldn't give any of these people the satisfaction, them, nor the people they're talking to. I wouldn't give them the satisfaction. You move on. You said you're happy. Go be happy. Move on. Don't even worry about them. But now, for future reference, my baby, when you write me, I want you to sit down and I want you to put yourself in my shoe, and I want you to just go back and read your letter. That's all. Just go back and read it like you're reading me. Try to read it out loud. And this is all of y'all, not just this baby, all of y'all. When you write me a letter, or anybody that's gonna do something like this and read it back, read it out loud yourself and see what it sounds like with you reading it, and you'll catch your stuff. Because that's what I do. What I do, because you know, when I wrote my books, each one of my books, I actually did all of my proofreading myself, and I read out loud. And it helped me catch a lot of the errors because I was reading it out loud so I could hear myself. So that's just, listen, we good. Don't you do this no more to me. All right, baby. Thank you for writing in. I appreciate you. Ignore their ass. Ignore them. All right. Later. All right, you guys. Let's move on to our next letter. This letter is entitled Sad, Anxious, and Confused. All right, let's go. It says, hey, James. First of all, I would like to say that I absolutely love your channel. Thank you, babe. It brings me so much joy to watch your channel, and I love interacting with everyone during the live chats. You get it. Perfect. Thank you. Keep up the good work and keep on bringing us good content in these YouTube streets. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. Mwah. Now, and the thing she said about the interacting with people in the chats, if you've never been into one of my live chats, I'm just going to say this and then we're going to go right back to what we're doing. In my live chats on my YouTube channel, it is really all about Chez Trésor. It's really not about me. It is just an open forum. When I open up my live chat, I don't even have a topic. It is just time that I have taken out to literally sit down with you all. It is kitchen table talk, basically, if you will. That's how I do my lives. So, if you've not been to one of my lives, come on out. It is a free zone. It is a safe zone. It's just a zone where Chez Trésor interacts with each other and we have a good time. All right, back to the letter. All right. Okay, so here's my dilemma. I've been working for a medical supply company since February of this year. The department that I work in is like a call center environment. Ooh, know it too well. When I had the initial interview, I was excited. It seemed like a great company to work for. I was finally going to be working in a field that valued helping people. Oh boy, which is something that I'm passionate about. But I learned that this company, that's not how it goes. We are paid hourly but receive bonuses based off sales points. The managers are super messy, rude, and don't know what they're doing. The associates that do well treat the customers like crap and force them into taking things that they don't need. There's no training. I'm constantly told that I'm not doing my job because I don't force people to use their Medicare coverage for services that they say they don't need, and I get talked about because my points aren't high enough. Sometimes I talk to people that have orders on file with us for months, but information has been put in the system incorrect and nobody reaches out to them to fix it. I understand, and I have actually done customer service for a insurance company as well. I always tell y'all about the telephone company because that's where I got my main training, was for the telephone company. And that is why after I no longer worked for the telephone company, going into some of these other places, it was like a joke. It was like a joke. The customer service was like a joke. I've worked for two of the companies that literally have some of the best customer service that there ever was, and that's AT&T and Verizon. Okay? So after that experience and then moving on to other companies doing customer service, I know exactly what you're talking about, and it is frustrating. It is frustrating. I was so glad to put that behind me. Oh my God. I feel you, baby. Let me go on with this letter. I couldn't even wait to finish the letter to get to that. But I feel you. All right, moving on. Okay. The whole environment is a mess, and I literally have an anxiety attack before work. I dread going to work each day. I know I need my job because I have to pay my bills, but I don't want to compromise my integrity. I know my job is perfect. I know no job is perfect, but this one is out of control. Should I leave and just try to find something better for my own sanity, or just tough it out until things get better? Any advice will help. Sorry if this is too long. Signed, sad, anxious, and confused. You gotta go. You gotta go. Now, what I want you to do, I really don't want you to quit your job without another job. I don't want you to do that. But I want you to go ahead. See, these jobs are a dime a dozen. You can get another one. You can get another one. And listen. Yeah, get out of there, because I know where you're at. I know where you're at. I know how you feel. Here goes why I am sitting here amongst you today, because I didn't want to feel like that anymore. I've been there. I've done that. I didn't want to feel like that anymore. So I was able to go on and do other things. Now, me, I have an entrepreneurial spirit, So I was able to actually do that, and I didn't have to do it anymore with punching the clock right then. I was able to actually start a business and move on. If you have a passion, I say go for it. If you don't have some other talent or something that you can lean on in an entrepreneurial way, then I say find another job and get out of there, because you're just going to get stressed and it's going to make you sick. It's going to make you sick. It really is not a joke. Stress will take you out of here. And then stress every day. When you get to a point at a job where you hate to go there every day, it is really not a joke, I'm telling you. And a lot of people will not understand you. They will not understand what you're going through. They won't understand what you're saying to them. I have one girlfriend who I just spoke to her the other day. She literally, when I left the job that we worked together, she's like, I don't understand you. I don't understand what, and I'm like, it ain't for you to understand. I hate this. I literally hate this. It's like you get physically ill walking up to the building. I hate this. She didn't understand. Cussed me out. A year and a half later, we had the conversation when she was at the same place that I was. And she needed to get out. And then she's like, she apologized and said, I understand exactly what you're saying now. But at the time, when I told her, girl, I'm out of here, she's like, I just didn't understand. I didn't understand. So, listen, I've already lived it. And I'm telling you, don't do it. Get in that computer, find you another one, and get on up out of there. Get on up out of there. Get up out of there. It ain't worth it. It's not worth it. It will take you down. It'll take you down. I'm telling you. And you only been there for a few months. Child, get out of there. Get on up out of there. Time to go. Get out of there. Yeah, I would. Yeah, February, child, bye. Get out of there. It took me years. You know, get up out of there. And that's all I have to say. You can go. You can go. Go on and find you another job and leave. You don't owe them nothing. You ain't even been there that long. And it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. I definitely understand that whole little situation. You're going to feel worse as you go forward. You get on out of there. All right, I'm done. I'm done with that. Because that old child that took me back, honey, and made me feel some kind of way. Child, I understand. I had to get the hell up out of there, honey. And I ain't going to say that company name, but I had to get up out of there. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for writing in, baby. Best of luck to you. Send me an email and let me know when you get you another job, and let me know how you're doing. All right? Definitely you can hit me in my email if you have any other questions or something that you want to talk to me about. Get up out of there. All right, baby. See you later. All right, you guys, let's go on to the next letter. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. This letter is entitled Down to the Job. Wow, okay. Hey, James, I know I speak for thousands of people when I say I thank you. I know I speak for Hey, James, I know I speak for thousands of people when I say thanks for being that friend in my head. I never thought I would ever consider writing for your advice, but I've come across a sticky situation and I know you will keep it all the way real. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. All right, let's go. I recently took a new corporate job and am so far liking it. One day at lunch, I found myself checking out the scene on a dating app and came across someone who happened to work in the same company. We exchanged pics and liked what we saw and continued flirting. After a couple days, he started pressuring me into meeting up with him at lunch to talk more and get to know each other. But since he wasn't out of the closet, he only wanted to meet in the parking garage in his car. I eventually agreed. Oh, why? Okay, so down to the car. Okay. All right. Okay. I see this is getting ready to get messy as hell. All right. Okay. The picture didn't do his good looks justice. He was charming and smelled so good. Eventually, our talk turned into sex. And the next thing I know, well, let's just say that Monica Lewinsky would be proud right there in his car, James. So I guess it's safe to say y'all had hot dogs for lunch. Lord have mercy. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I just had to throw that in. Anyway, after I regained my senses, I couldn't believe how reckless I had acted. Only then did I realize that his windows weren't even tinted like he promised. I rushed back to my desk with intention of never doing it again. I put it out of my head until a few days later when I get a message from him on our company's instant message system explaining that he got rid of the dating app but was wanting a repeat performance. Did he not realize that our managers can pull up that correspondence at any moment's notice? He didn't even have the decency to talk in code about it. This moron literally spelled out his request to meeting up for sexual relations on company property via a company computer. Yeah, he's kind of stupid. And you all know a computer is the biggest tattletale that there is on the planet. I was mortified. Needless to say, I completely ignored the message, but now I'm not quite sure what to do because he messaged me again a few days later. I couldn't even bring myself to read whatever foolishness he wrote. The expression, never get your meat where you get your bread. Okay. Has a whole new meaning to me now. Since the damage is done, do I continue to ignore him? Or do you suggest face-to-face confrontation with him? And what do I say if my manager happens to see what he wrote? I'm all ears. Sincerely, young, dumb, and full of regrets. Listen. Okay. One, don't ever respond to him again. Don't ever respond to him again, not on the company computer. I want to smack you upside your head because obviously, after you did the deed, you don't even have his phone number. You don't even have his phone number! Are you kidding me? So you done did all of this. You shared yourself with him, and I ain't saying this to make you feel bad. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You done went out there and blurted his bird and didn't even get his phone number. So though he's cute and he smelled good, he ain't too much of a nice person. He ain't too much of a nice person. He didn't think that much of you. I mean, that's for me. See, and I'm just going to see, we can really get personal. For me, that whole thing, that little oral exchange, some people really feel like it's just like, oh, it's just I ain't never felt that way. That is very, very personal. You're putting your mouth on somebody. And they didn't even feel the need to communicate with you afterwards. That would have made me feel some kind of way. I would have felt some kind of way. I really would have. I'd have felt some kind of way. I don't even know where to go no more with this. It's just like, just don't speak to him over the computer anymore. That way you save yourself, because you never know, like you said, when they're going to go in there. They could go look in your messages for any reason and see that, and you're not guilty if you don't respond back. If you don't respond back, then you ain't guilty. You can play dumb. Oh, I seen it, and I just left it alone. I just didn't even respond. And that's that. But if you start engaging and going back and forth, you're guilty. So I would leave him with that, and that would be on him, because he's stupid. So I just wouldn't do that. I would roll up on him. Roll up on him. I mean, if you want to go forward, well, I think you want to go forward. You want to do some more. So go roll up on him and go get his damn phone number. And if he ain't willing to give you his phone number, then don't do it again. But you'd already made some bad decisions, and you done kind of put yourself out there in a way that he probably feels some type of way about you. I don't know. I don't know if he'll give you his phone number or not. But that'll be a telltale sign. Go on and see him. Go on and see him. Roll up on him. He probably will be pissed that you rolled up on him, but roll up on him and see what goofball decides to do. He's either going to give you the phone number, y'all move on, or he's going to act shady, and then you can tell him to kiss your ass. So, that's all I got. But I do want to hit you upside your head that you didn't get the phone number and whatnot. It's okay. I mean, you had an urge, and you moved on it, and that's cool. Then he treated you like a piece of trash. That's basically how it looks. But maybe he just wasn't thinking straight. So we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Roll up on him. Roll up on him. Roll up on him. Let him know how stupid he is, and not to send you any more messages through company emails or on Instant Messenger. Definitely not on Instant Messenger. And see where he goes. If he acts shady, cuss his behind out. Alright, I'm leaving this alone, and you slow down. I wonder if there's anybody, see, that's the thing. I wonder if there's anybody else at work that he done carried on with. That'd be interesting. Yeah, that would be interesting to find out if he probably has done this before. Whatever. Roll up on him and shit, rewrite me and let me know what happened, child. This is just too much. This is too much. But yeah, roll on up on him. If nothing else, even if you don't want to go through with nothing else with him or don't want his phone number, if nothing else, roll up on him and let him know to stop sending you messages at work. Because ain't no need you messing you up. But right now, you good. You good for the most part. It's him that's in violation. All right, baby. We'll see you later. Mess. Pure mess. All right, this is our last one for today. Let's go. Hey there, James. I've been a long-time watcher of yours and need some advice. I have two older sisters, which would make me the youngest. We are all over 50 years old. We all have children who are all of age. My older sister, middle sister of us, three, has 3 kids. A daughter that's 28, a son that's 20 years old, and another son that's 19 years old. She is religious. She's the religious one out of the 3 of us. She raised her children in church, so they weren't around the family a lot as kids, especially after our mom passed away. The 20-year-old boy, my nephew, is gay. This is something that the entire family knew about since he was a child, but never spoke on publicly. There is even a picture in my family photo book of me correcting him as a child because of his body language. That is something that hangs over my head till this day, because I understand how wrong that I was to correct him and how wrong that picture being taken was. Now you said corrected. What were you doing? Beating him? Were you spanking him? I don't know. Okay. All right, let's go. Fast forward to 2015. My nephew is a junior in high school. Was a junior in high school. And I finally apologized to my nephew in regards to how the family treated him when he was a child. My nephew forgave me and everything was fine between us two. As I had begun to be around my nephew more often, he began to open up to me about what had been going on, what had went on at home between him, his mom, and his siblings. My nephew, 17 at the time, revealed to me that his mom had called pastors from their church to pray over him so that he would turn away from homosexuality. He told me that his mom has gotten him therapy so that he could have someone to talk to, but then in return would get rid of the therapist when they disagreed with her and her stance on religion and homosexuality and how she was treating her son. He revealed to me that he had been put out numerous of times due to allowing his mom to bully him because of his sexuality. Due to not allowing his mom to bully him because of his sexuality. Okay. Which he would then stay with friends of his. Lastly, he revealed to me that his mom would call the police on him because she was fearful that he would run away. However, upon the police arriving, she admitted to calling the police on him because of his sexuality. Being that my nephew is 20 years old now and he still lives at home with his mom while he's in school, I can only imagine what he's dealing with. I'm also aware that children / young adults, especially gay youth, desperately want the acceptance of their parents, which could be the reason he would constantly go back home. My nephew revealed to me that his sister, my niece, who is a tomboy, wears men's fragrance and clothes, but does not identify as a lesbian. You're shocked? Why would she? Why would she? Not with your sister running around in there carrying on. Would not and does not defend him to his mom. Duh. He believes it's because she's Christian and she's the praise and worship leader at her church. Being that my nephew has no one in his corner that fully supports him, should I approach my sister and niece about the situation, or do I just pray for my nephew and check on him from time to time, being though he's 20 now? Although he's 20 years old, he's still a baby to me, and he has yet to really experience life and the goodness of it. This has been weighing on my heart lately. Thanks, James. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. Stay out of it, because I'm telling you what's going to happen. You and your sister will not be very sisterly. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. You can go talk to your sister, but that's also going to cause problems because he's telling you these things, and I'm sure your sister doesn't know that he's telling you these things. And the way she sounds, it'll only it's just going to be more backlash on him. He needs to go ahead and live. You can't live it for him. He has to get to a point where he is tired of his mother's treatment and picks himself up and moves himself along. There's nothing you can actually do. And I know it's rough to have to sit back and watch, because there are children who literally have killed themselves for half of what your sister has done. And I'm not trying to be, mean or anything. I'm just being blunt and honest. There are children who have ended their life for less than half of this. But you can't live this for him. He has to work to a point where he gets tired and moves on. And yes, he obviously loves his mother and is seeking her approval to go through. See, because I wouldn't have went through this stuff with the... No, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to no counselor about my sexuality. I'm not playing this game with these people at this church. I just wouldn't have did any of that. I just wouldn't have played that game. I've been through some stuff, and my mother wasn't always on board. She ain't on board now, actually. She's not, 100% on board. My mother and I have understanding. We understand each other, okay? My mother knows if you go down a certain road with me, we won't be on the drive together. So he has to work to get to that. And everybody knows I love my mother. I love my mother to death. But it is what it is. We have an understanding. And that's it. And I'm not going to deal with any mistreatment at all. There's just certain things we just not going to deal with each other on. But mistreatment and all that shunning and looking down your nose at me and Karen, we ain't doing none of that. That wouldn't work. And he'll get to it. He seems to be very strong because he's still here. So he seems to be very strong. He'll be okay. But whatever you do with your sister is going to create backlash and turmoil in his life. And it's going to just completely separate you and your sister. Just go on and pray on it and leave it alone. Just be there for your nephew. But don't get in that. Don't get in that. But your niece, she ain't gonna come out. She ain't gonna come out up underneath that. If you already see one person getting beat up, what you want to get beat up for? If you ain't got to. And remember, people seem to always kind of let it slide with girls. They'll just put it on something. Oh no, that's just her. She just like, they don't want to see it. So, and I know she definitely don't, your sister, she definitely don't want to admit that she got it going on with 2 of her kids, 2 out of 3. Child, she'll be the one probably needing counseling. Well, she needs some now. She needs some counseling now. She really does. Poor thing. She needs some counseling. That church, they not helping. They not helping. Not at all. She is really deep into whatever that is she got going on. But it ain't gonna change until her child gets up and walk away. Well, once he gets up and walk away from her, either she'll be relieved or it will turn the light on for her. But he got to do it all on his own. He has to do this himself. So that's that. And I'm sure that's not what you really wanted to hear, but that's the truth of the matter. Anything you do will create turmoil. It'll turn your life upside down. Yours and theirs. So stand down, Auntie. Stand down. All right. So I'm done with this. That's a rough one. That's a rough one. Yeah, I don't like that one too much. Y'all are in a bad spot. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you and your nephew. And your sister too, actually. Everybody involved. There's a lot of confusion going on there. A lot of confusion and a lot of unsettled mess that it's going to take years for that to fix and alleviate. It can definitely fix and alleviate, but it's going to take years. But just be strong, child. It'll fix itself. It'll fix itself. One way or another, it'll fix itself. And the first thing will be him leaving home. Once he leaves home, things are going to change. So from the moment he walks out the door, from being under her roof, things are going to change. So you just look forward to that, to him getting out on his own. And it shouldn't be long. He's 20, so things will be okay. All right, baby. Thank you for writing in. That's it. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in this week for another episode of Ask James. I appreciate you. If you want to write a letter in, you can do so to my P.O. Box, which is James Colwell, P.O. Box 99432. That's Pittsburgh, PA 15233. Or you can send me an email to spillitboy@gmail.com. All right, you guys, I thank you so much, and I will see you same time next week. All right, guys, later.